Isn't this a great picture of them?
Oh, wow.
They're a very striking couple.
Oh God, I would love to have sex with them.
Oh, I don't even need to tell you what I think about that.
I'd like to do it with both of them.
Both.
The president and the first lady.
I could definitely get into that.
I just want to dress like her, not do her.
I thought we were talking about the president's policies on the Middle East.
Yeah, but this is a lot more fun. I wonder what he'd be like in bed, all heady and intellectual.
Or some wild man who could just go at it for hours.
Would we even be having this conversation if the Reagans or Bushes were still in office?
I want that image out of my head.
Who would want to fuck any of them?
Well, none of you, because I'm sure they had very dignified sex.
What the hell does that mean?
What is dignified sex?
You know very well what I mean.
No, I don't.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about either.
Yeah, I'm clueless. Yeah, I'd never put the words dignified and sex together anyway.
Honey, care to help me out?
On your own. I have no desire to be part of this conversation.
Okay, well, I think our current president and his wife, they have very animalistic sex.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It sounds racist to me, like people of color have hotter sex.
Thank you. We're very capable of having boring sex too.
No. Hear me out. All right, I also think that Kennedy, Clinton, and FDR had animalistic sex.
So you think Democrats have hotter and kinkier sex than Republicans?
I'm just saying. Although, I don't think Jimmy Carter and Rosalind were into kinky things.
Well, after seeing W's self-portrait in the bathtub, I bet Laura Bush strapped on a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh, please do not finish that thought.
Could we please stop it? This is just not right, talking about presidents and sex and which race has better sex. It's Sunday. It's just not right. Could we please get back to the sanity of the Middle East?
I put my mouth, my tongue, places I never had before. I devoured him. We devoured each other. He did things to me I never would have dreamed of doing. You know, it's funny. I had been having these very erotic dreams before this even happened. I am not one to have erotic dreams. Romantic, yes, but not erotic. In this last one I had, all these men were just lined up waiting to fuck me. Oh God, I woke up aroused. I'm a bit disturbed, but you know, if I am totally honest, I woke up hornier than I have ever been, and I rolled over and there was Lawrence, sleeping like a log. And what would he have done anyway? We have very gentle, boring sex, if you can even call it that. And that happens once in a blue moon these days. No. I had primal, animalistic sex with this beautiful man. And he was like a Greek god coming down to save me from a dull sex life. And he's just the landscape architect who saves our plants. I've only had sex with one other man besides Lawrence. But I doubt I will ever have better sex than I did that evening. My mother would consider me absolute trailer trash right now. I lost control. She never lost control. And she taught me to never lose control. But I did. And it felt great. It felt fucking great. And I have absolutely no idea how Lawrence would feel. Would he rise up and fight for me? Or would he be relieved that someone else is fucking me so he doesn't have to do it on occasion? I have a feeling he'd probably be more concerned with a crack showing in our perfect facade. My friends would most likely applaud me and want to know all the gory details. Oh God, I don't even know what's happening to me. I was sweating and screaming, and I don't sweat and scream. I don't even sweat when I exercise. But there I was. And now I don't know if I can ever go back to a sexless marriage. I just want to do it again and again and again, but I also want to hold on to my life with Lawrence. We've built quite a life together. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage this midlife sex crisis, but I must. I must get control back in my life because that's what I do.
Can we move on? I can't read shit like this without wanting to cry.
But it's a hard reality that's happening every day, all over the world.
If chaining up and starving to death a 5-year-old child is reality, then I want to keep living in my own little bubble.
You do, sweetie. You do.
Thank God I never had kids. I don't think I would have abused mine, but I wouldn't have been a very good father.
I think you underestimate yourself.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty narcissistic.
Well, at least you know that about yourself. Most people don't, and they have these very dysfunctional kids.
Sometimes I think we've become obsessed with being perfect parents and creating these perfect kids. People used to just have kids and throw them out into the world.
Kids and parenting can be wonderful if it's done correctly. I'd like to think we've done a halfway decent job with ours.
You do have really amazing kids. You do. You
Thank
guys
you.
do.
But now they're in college and becoming adults, so who knows how they'll turn out. It's a bit scary.
Oh, I have no doubt our children will become the perfection we created.
You sound like Dr. Frankenstein.
Children have to be molded and shaped into upstanding citizens. Otherwise, I shudder to think what they become.
A lot of children aren't as fortunate to have you guiding them through a Ralph Lauren world.
Sad but true.
You would have made an amazing mother. It's too bad you never had kids.
It just wasn't meant to be.
Any regrets?
No, not at all. I've had a very full life so far without children.
Do you think I would have been a good mother?
Of course you would have. But you always made it really clear that you didn't want any. Elizabeth's never really talked about it.
I guess you're right. I guess I have.
Well, it's all for the best. I mean,
You would have been a mother from hell in your own special way, just like your own mother.
Fuck you! And what kind of father would you have been?
Alan would have been a male version of Mama Rose.
Only worse.
Yeah, and I can't even argue with you on that one.
Mark, what kind of father would you have been?
I already said I would have been a shitty father. Most actors shouldn't have kids.
Oh, well, we were actors. Look how wonderful ours turned out. Besides, I think children are an extension of ourselves.
Yeah, it's all the more reason for me not to have kids.
Mark, you're a really good person. Just stop it.
I hate to agree with Mark, but I do. There are a lot of fucked up kids in this town because of their fucked up parents.
Yeah, I think most people shouldn't have kids, but that's just my own misanthropic side coming out. Besides, I have dogs, and they give me all the unconditional love I need.
Well, I wish you could all experience the joys of parenthood. It wasn't always easy, but I wouldn't put up with anything.
Oh, look at this. The Nordstrom half yearly sale starts next week.
love a good
We
Nordstrom
gotta put it
sale.
on our calendar.
Do we shop too much?
No, absolutely not. Just think of it as helping the economy along.
In this day and age, why are we still measured as human beings by whether or not we have kids? I've had a very full life without kids. I've accomplished a lot. Yet society still deems you not complete for not having kids. I've had a wonderful life without children, yet for some odd reason I am surrounded by some form of children these days. Don't get me wrong, I like children. I actually love a few of them. I just never wanted any of my own. And I married men who had no desire to have them. But now all of a sudden, they're everywhere. Talk about children, stories about them, dreams. Actual children running around Nordstrom while their mothers are oblivious, too busy picking at the sale rack. I had this fucking Moses dream the other night. There was this baby in a basket floating down the river to my front door. I opened the door and the baby just about knocked me over, jumping into my arms. He looked at me and he said, "Mama?" And I said, "Yes."
I started painting because I wanted to have control over my image. I started drawing all these wild self-portraits when I was quite young because people saw me one way and I saw myself another way. Scared the hell out of teachers. My mother would look at them and tell me she wasn't fooled by them. It's how I first started creating this certain tough public image of myself. But the truth is, my mother was somewhat right. There is this sweet little obedient girl lurking somewhere in the depths of my soul, and she does battle with my tough girl image. You know, I even thought one day I might be a wife and mother. Even though I was the kid who tore the heads off of dolls. Even though I would cradle them in my arms after I did it. I'm getting tired of fighting my public persona and my private self. I wish they could merge. I think I'm going to have to let go of all of the images I have of myself and create new ones.
I got this letter last week. I saw it and I got a sick feeling to my stomach. You know how you check your mail and there's this innocent looking letter, but you just know it's some bad news, like somebody died or jury duty. This one had that look about it. And I couldn't open it. And so I just let it sit there for a couple of days until I couldn't stand it anymore, and I made myself just rip it open. And it was bad news. Maybe bad is the wrong word to use. It was more like scary news. Because my past was finally catching up with me. Finally, I'm having to deal with the past that I always thought I could outrun in one way or another. You see, I have been lying to everybody. Everybody. I have been telling this lie so well that I even convinced myself that this lie was true. You see, I have a daughter that I've never even met, never seen her. Not even in the delivery room because they whisked her away like I wanted. And now she wants to meet me.
It's official. I've started menopause. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but I really thought I could accomplish a few things before it hit. Like finding a husband and having a kid. But that is something I'm going to have to let go of because I'm a goddamn 50-year-old menopausal woman who has let aspect of her life pass her by because she was out there trying to prove something. What? I don't even know anymore. I wanted my life to be everything my mother's life wasn't. And I did accomplish that in many ways, didn't I? But so what? Big fucking deal, right? So I missed out. I missed the boat, at least as far as kids are concerned. I don't think I want to miss out anymore. I want to paint again. I want to get married. I want to let go of whatever goddamn things there are that I keep holding on to. I want to be me. I want to stop fighting my mother and myself and my life.
Why is it a European politician can have an affair and it's a big yawn, but an American politician has one and it's the end of the world? It drives me crazy.
Our fucking puritanical ancestors.
So it's okay to have an affair in, say, Paris, but not Chicago. No wonder people get in trouble when they travel from country to country or even city to city.
No, it's not okay. It's just the lax morals in Europe.
Or hypocrisy here in the good old USA.
But my question has always been, is it even healthy having an affair?
Absolutely not.
If everyone will excuse me, I need to powder my nose.
Okay.
Why can't you just say you have to pee?
I don't know.
Because well-brought-up American women don't talk like that.
I do. So, do you want me to go with you to pee?
Thanks, but I'm fine.
So you've been awfully quiet about marriage and affairs, and you've had more than any of us.
Yeah, just thinking about my 3.
And
Well, the first one, we were faithful, but we were just too young. The second one, we both cheated. Is that what destroyed the marriage? No. The affairs were just a small part of it. The third one, I have no idea. I know I didn't, but I don't know if he did or didn't. It really didn't seem too important because by then I learned that one person cannot fulfill all your needs.
Amen to that. I'm glad I realized early on that I could never be faithful to one person. Monogamy just wasn't for me. At least I'm honest about it.
Why did you just look at me when you said that?
Jesus, I just happened to look your way. I mean, I was just talking about myself.
Sorry?
I've been on both sides of the coin, the other woman and the wrong woman. They both have their ups and downs. I think it's more complicated than just right and wrong.
People have always had affairs. They just weren't talked about so openly. Now we have the need to blab everything we do or is done to us.
yeah, is honesty getting us anywhere but being miserable? My grandfather had affairs and my grandmother for years, and yet she completely ignored them. They were married 67 years. Yeah.
It's just too bad your grandmother didn't have her own affairs.
Maybe she did and nobody knew anything about them.
Yeah, I wish, but I really don't think she did.
I'm sure it must have still been hurtful to her on some level.
Oh, I'm sure it was, but obviously other aspects of their relationship were more important than just sex.
Is there anything more important than sex?
Yes, believe it or not, there is.
I'm going to choose not to believe it.
Do you think that married couples can have private lives from one another?
I think so. As long as they stay private. It's that little word private, though, that's so important.
So, Lawrence, being the married man in the group, what do you think about all this?
I'm sorry, what were you asking me? I really don't know why I'm here. I have a very good life, a happy marriage, splendid children, successful design business. I've always had an eye for beauty, beautiful things. I didn't grow up with money or much beauty, unfortunately, but even then I had an eye for beautiful things. People made fun of me for wanting beauty, but look where I am today. I can say I truly enjoy the glamorous life Mr. Sondheim wrote about. Father Murphy, our parish priest, was complimenting me the other day on the exquisite beauty that I bring to the church each and every week. See, I design these gorgeous flower arrangements for the vestibule. They're really quite stunning, if I may say so myself. Things one would see in heaven or in a fancy hotel in Beverly Hills. And I bring the arrangements over to Father Murphy's home after the service so he can enjoy them. Father Murphy's a dear, dear friend. We always have a glass of wine or two together each week. I bring an exquisite bottle from my collection. Patrick and, Father Murphy and I are, we're two kindred spirits. There's a lot of brotherly love between us. I sometimes feel closer to him than even my own wife. My wife Susan seems rather distracted about something these days. I know it's nothing to be worried about, but still. Sometimes I don't think our friends are a good influence on her. I love them all dearly, but they continue to live their life like it's one big party. Sex. Everything's about sex to them. Luckily, Susan and I have moved beyond that. Like we're on a higher plane. We've never really talked about it, but I know that we've both found other ways to express our sexuality.
Oh, I just love this new Ralph Lauren ad.
Sheer perfection.
The style section has started making me so nervous.
Everything makes you nervous.
You'd think style and fashion would be one thing that wouldn't make you nervous.
It's all the wedding announcements. Now that gay people can get married, it's added another pressure to life.
You should be thrilled you can finally get married.
Do you know how stressful it will be for any gay person to have a wedding beyond fabulous as expected?
I just want to be your maid of honor.
Oh God, another fucking pressure. Can you imagine the three of you fighting for that position?
I'd be happy just being a bridesmaid or groomsmaid, whatever the correct term is.
I have no fucking idea.
You don't have to worry about me. I just want to sing at your wedding.
And what in God's name will you sing?
You fucking light up my life.
Oh God. I'm imagining it all now.
Oh, I do hope you get married.
I think I need to find somebody first.
You will. I just know you will.
And I promise to design and coordinate a ceremony almost as fabulous as ours was.
Don't go to the other side. Stay single with me.
Is that some kind of proposal or something?
I just don't get it. Gay people have always had this great sexual freedom. Why give that up now?
So you can be normal like the rest of us?
Even if I were straight, I wouldn't aspire to be normal. Although, I don't want to look like a freak show in the circus either.
What is that supposed to be?
Weddings are for the young. I miss the boat. I'm too old and cynical. And besides, older people look a bit freakish in the weddings and celebration section.
Will you stop it? Stop this age shit. You're always blaming everything on age. You want to get married, but stop using the age excuse. Anything we could do in our 20s, we could still do now.
Really?
That's bullshit, and you know it. There are some things that we shouldn't do, can't do, don't want to do now that we're 50. There are just some things that we're too old for. We're just too old. I don't fucking like it, but it's a reality.
Shut the fuck up. Since when are you interested in reality? And by the way, this is my reality. And in my reality, I could do anything today that I did when I was 20. Got it? I'm not running as fast as I used to. Even though my watch says I'm running the same speed I always have, I'm not. I know it. I can feel it. I used to run like a racehorse. Now I'm so fucking stiff when I wake up in the morning. Everything's so stiff. Except my dick. My dick wasn't stiff this morning. I like to beat off first thing in the morning. It's been the way I've always started my day ever since I was hornier than a horny teenager. Even if I had sex the night before, I still beat off in the morning. I had to make myself hard this morning. Luckily, I had no problem doing that. I don't know what I would ever do if I can't get it up anymore. I don't want to be one of those men who has to pop a Viagra to have sex. The hardness of my cock has served me well through life. It's gotten me cast in tons of things. It's allowed me to do a lot of things that other people never would have. And it's gotten me sex, and more sex. Great sex, in fact. The other day, I was at the gym, and I saw this really good-looking guy, probably in his early 30s. Just my type. Fit. Masculine. This sexual air of confidence about him. I asked him to spot me. I arranged myself on the bench so he wouldn't be able to focus on anything else but my crotch. I started getting hard just doing the reps. When I was finished, I asked him, "Do you want to hang out somewhere?" He looked at me for a second and smiled and said, "I got to get out of here." "Another time?" I said. Over his shoulder, he said, "I don't think so." "I don't think so?" That's the first time that ever happened to me. It was the first time I thought that I wasn't sure that my dick was going to get me through the rest of my life.
And finally, the arts and leisure section. Yay!
Remember when we used to fight over this section when we were young and living in New York?
Now we save the best for last.
It's not even my favorite section anymore.
I'm lost in it
How
these
can you
days.
say that?
I've never even heard of half the things or people in it.
Well, we certainly don't get to New York like we used to.
I can't remember the last time I was even there.
Remember when, after we finally all moved out here, we used to go back to New York together once a year?
That was so much fun.
It was a fun city, but it seems like lifetimes ago.
It's still a fun city, but just for a few days at a time.
Yeah, we still get there once in a while for business, but with everything being done electronically these days, we get there less and less.
We just dash in and out. Little shopping, dinner, and a show, that's about it.
I do have to admit I still enjoy shopping there much better than here.
Who needs stores when you can do it all online?
Who needs New York for that fact when you can have a much easier life here in California? I never want to go back.
Yeah, but I still miss it culturally. Yes, LA has a lot of culture, but it's not on the level of New York. It never will be. I don't care what anyone says.
I no longer needed New York after I discovered Paris. There is no city like it in the world.
Now there is a city. You were so lucky to get to live there.
That was one amazing year. Learning how to cook and just how to really live.
Maybe we should all move there.
It's a bit extreme, but, wouldn't it be great if we all took a trip there?
Oh.
Best idea I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
I always keep a bag packed ready to go.
Let's do it.
You know, I might even be game for that.
Let's check airfares.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
I know this is going to sound shallow, but it's my own shit I have to deal with, and I am learning I have to honor my own shit no matter how shallow or insignificant it may seem to others. You see, I always thought I would make it into the arts and leisure section by now, but I really don't think that's going to happen at this point in life. It's silly, but New York is still the pinnacle to me. I just couldn't ever catch a break there. I never could make it there. And truthfully, I was never very happy there. I pretended to be or tried to be, but the city drove me crazy. I was always on edge like every other fucking New Yorker. Even when I go back, I can only stay a few days before I begin to feel angry and hostile. But yet, I still have this vision of making it in New York. I really have to let go of that, don't I? It doesn't seem to be serving any purpose anymore, does it? God, I just wish I knew what LA had to offer me at this point. I love living here, but I feel like I've lost myself a bit out here. Sometimes I feel too relaxed. I've lost my drive. My friends and I were talking about Paris the other day, and as we were talking, I kept thinking maybe I should move there and start over again. But I think I'm too tired to start over in a new city again. I need to stay put here and try to make things happen. I finished this play I've been writing. It's for me and my friend Mark to do together. He kissed me the other day. I really wish he hadn't done that because I've had these fucking irrational feelings for him since college. I wish I didn't, but I do. Another silly thing I need to let go of in life. Boyhood crushes. I don't know if I'm a fool to think this new play may finally take me to another level in life. Should I stop dreaming, even though my dreams are the only thing that get me out of bed in the morning? At times I feel like my life is a fucking failure because I've never been able to cross that fine line between being on the edge of success and actually being successful. I feel like I've often been on the outside looking in through this giant picture window while this really great party goes on. Well, I want in. I want to enter through the fucking front door and join the party. I'm ready to join the party because if I don't, I may shrivel up and die.
So, are we going to head downtown to Mocha to see that new exhibit?
You know, I really wouldn't mind just sitting here with my cup of coffee and enjoying the breeze.
It feels so nice I could almost fall asleep out here.
I second that.
I have a good book I'd love to finish reading, so I'm okay with just staying right here.
Well, what do you think, Alan? You really wanted to see that exhibition.
You know, let's just let it go. Kind of like the idea of just doing nothing for a change.
And it's settled. Nothing it is. Anyone want some coffee? Another mimosa? A little wine?
Ooh, a little wine sounds good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You open up the bottle and pour me one too.
I wouldn't mind a little more coffee if you don't mind.
Okay.